Together we're weirder together.
Welcome to the Weirder Together listener questions mini episode. This is kind of a cool question from Dean. He said, "Hi, Ione and Ben. After having the privilege of meeting Ione in Brisbane recently and asking her about the story of when you both met, followed by watching Ben perform in the Deluge at the Cauldron Distillery," that was that rainy show where they gave me the nice whiskey, a few days later, I feel like I've been vicariously invited into your fascinating and fun lives. After my wife Peter and I both finished and thoroughly enjoyed Say Everything, it's time to ask Ben the question. Do you have any aspirations of writing a memoir of your own? Love the podcast and look forward to hearing more episodes. Thanks for the Rainbow Sally tip. Great song. Regards, Dean. Firstly, thank you for listening and thank you for checking out the stuff that we're sharing with the world.
Yeah.
Rainbow Sally's a great artist we put out. Will I ever write a memoir? Gosh, after watching you go through the process, I'm really in two minds. On one hand, it feels more like I should and it would be amazing to do than ever before, and I could do it. Like watching you go through the process, I go, okay, I think I could do it. But on the other hand, I also watched what you went through and go, do I want to go through that? It's intense. It just feels like a really big commitment.
I feel like your memoir won't be the same. Like you're such a good writer. Not that I'm not a good writer, but I don't know that you're going to go into your feelings in the same way that I would. Like I think you're going to have a lot of observational things and you will go through some feelings, but I don't think it's going to be heavy childhood stuff. And your writing is so terrific that I just want everyone, I know you do have some like writing people can read on, I don't know what, our Substack.
Instagram captions.
But anytime you write at all, a few paragraphs, like you're such a good writer and you have so many great stories. So I think it would be a gift for people. And I don't know that you'll go through the same, I really went there in my relationships and.
I don't think I meant, firstly, I'm not sure about that.
Okay.
But I'm not sure I meant emotionally in that sense.
Just the hard work.
I think the emotional thing of, you know how I feel about projects that I do, how intense they are for me? I worry I would put way too much on it. Like I think almost like the anxiety of putting out a book and I was like, this is my life. Would I be able to handle that? Yeah. The validation or lack of validation?
Well, you have to. I mean, I feel like you're having a project now, a side project that is similar where the closer you get to it coming out, inevitably you're going to start thinking, God, I want this to do well. And movies or whatever, I'm closer to putting out an album. Like, you know, if you think there's a chance it will do well, you just can't help but just think, God, I want it to just work. But then you have to turn that off and just go back into the work.
Yeah.
So you let yourself feel the desire of wanting it and then just say like, yeah, of course I wanted to do well, and you go back into the work. But when you break down as you're writing, you can, you break it down. So you're just like working on this part, working on that part.
Right. It's
so it's like
bite-sized.
brick building. So then, you have tasks. That's what keeps you from going insane. And not only just-
And not feeling overwhelmed by the immensity
and of
it.
course it's also the best way to like,
I think one of the
put
things
it together, but then you're not like head miles.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I would have to let go of is and I know you went through this, but the feeling that you have to tell everything or like as if you can do something that tells everything because you have to ultimately be selective and tell a story.
Yeah. No, it's funny. It's like you obviously you narrow down and have a structure of like, with this one, it was like chapters and you have a vague idea and then it changes a little bit, but things that aren't fitting or just feel like excess, just, they might be a good story, but they'll naturally not be in this book.
Yeah, the way I am with projects often is I kind of like keep them at bay until I can't anymore.
Yeah.
And I think this is one that I'm a little bit on the run from. And at a certain point, it'll catch up with me like it did for you. Like the idea was percolating for it had been brought up for a decade. Like, would you ever write a book?
But I
Like,
never considered
Yeah.
it. But yeah, I think things, you know, in the edits, you just like, some things just start feeling bad. They felt good writing. And then it's like, it just is like a stone in your shoe. And you're like, actually, this part is like not happening. Or then so it like the process, you know, it'll like reveal itself the right way.
Let me ask one other thing to you. Do you ever feel that sort of like, how do I describe this? Like the sacredness of experiences, is there something about keeping them to yourself versus putting them in art? Like part of me wonders like all these stories and things like keeping them private, are they more powerful or something?
Well,
I don't know.
think you'll know like that too. Like you cannot, of course you can't put everything in.
Yeah.
And there's so many things that will never be in the book for many reasons. But it's like inevitably there's going to be so many things that aren't in there. And then also you saw me morally just like, you know, thinking, am I protecting myself? Am I protecting others?
Yeah.
So I think there's so much thought put into that. For 3 years, you're going through it and then like, does this feel right? Can I still put this in? And I don't know. I just feel like it you know, you saw how it just like happens.
All right. Well, there you go. I don't have a firm answer, but I'm thinking about it.
Maybe around 50.
Yeah. I think not before 50.
You're still a babe.
Exactly.
But I think
child,
people would love, your writing is terrific.
We'll
and you've
see.
had so many incredible things happen.
We'll see. If you would like to ask us a question, it doesn't have to be about us and our careers. People sometimes ask, you know, for tips or advice or whatever it is. Reach out to us, weirdedtogetherpod@gmail.com. And we'll see you soon, beautiful babies.
See you soon, beautiful babies. Bye.
Together we're weirder, we're weirder together.